welcome to Chem 315 Nuclear and Radiochemistry 1. In the Unit 1, we shall be looking at nuclear chemistry and structure of the nucleus. And in Section 1, which we are beginning with, we will be looking at Introduction to Nuclear Chemistry. This session will introduce you to the background of nuclear concepts and the role some people played in nuclear chemistry. My name is Robert Tete, and I'll be your tutor in this course. By the end of this session, you should be able to give a simple introduction to the background on nuclear concepts, and you should also be able to grasp the idea behind nuclear chemistry. Let us begin by defining nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry can be defined as the study of the chemical and physical properties of elements as influenced by changes in the structure of the atomic nucleus. In traditional chemistry, the valence electrons around the nucleus of the atom are involved in chemical reactions. However, there are instances where the subatomic particles found in the nucleus of the atom are rather involved in reactions. These reactions where the subatomic particles in the nucleus are the ones that are rather undergoing the reaction is what is referred to as nuclear reactions, and the study of these nuclear reactions is called nuclear chemistry. Modern nuclear chemistry sometimes is referred to as radiochemistry. In 1896, there was this scientist who worked to expand our understanding of nuclear chemistry by discovering uranium to emit radiations, and he's by the name Antoine Henry Becquerel. In 1897, while investigating the phosphorescence in various materials, Antoine Henry Becquerel discovered radioactivity from a compound of uranium, and this was quite accidental. He observed that the samples emitted rays without prior excitation, and these energetic rays were capable of passing through several materials which were opaque to ordinary rays or ordinary light. He realized that these rays had something to do with the particles in the nucleus of the atom instead of the valence electrons. Nuclear chemistry has become very interdisciplinary in its applications, ranging from the study of the formation of elements in the universe to the design of radioactive drugs for diagnostic medicines, which we shall look a little bit deeper into in the subsequent slides. Another group of scientists known as Marie Curie and her husband Pierre Curie did several studies into the radiations emitted by uranium, and they found that the radiations emitted by uranium compounds are independent on the specific compound but on the quantity of the uranium present. So if the compound has more uranium, then it will have more radiations. They use radiometry, where radiometry refers to the measure of the electromagnetic energy strength and distribution, to separate uranium ore into different fractions, which led to the discovery of thorium and also polonium. They actually name it polonium, and it's after the name of the country Poland, where Marie Curie was originally from, and they also discovered the radium. And back to Becquerel, he placed samples of radium in his packets, and as a result, he suffered a high localized dose, which resulted in radiation burns. And this gave a clue that these radioactive radiations could be harmful to the humans. So it was noticed in 1901 that high doses of radiations could cause an injury in humans. So So these injuries, they informed scientists to investigate the biological properties of these radiations and also to help them develop medical treatments. The search into improving the understanding of the composition of the nucleus of an atom and also better the understanding of radiochemistry continued, and a researcher who was a student of Ernest Rutherford and is by the name James Chadwick, in an experiment discovered some radiations which were named as Rutherford's neutrons. He discovered these radiations by passing a shot of alpha particles through a beryllium sheet and through a layer of wax. And when he did that, he detected protons at the end of the process. So if you look at the illustration here, you realize that these are the alpha particles that were passed through the beryllium, and when they were passed through the beryllium sheet, they produced neutrons, which were further passed through a paraffin wax, and the neutrons were converted to protons. A detector set at the end here was able to detect the protons that were produced, which means that when alpha particles are incidentated on beryllium, protons are produced. In 1938, another group of scientists known as Otto Hahn, Lise Meitner, and Fritz Strassmann became the first group of people to split uranium atoms, and they did that by bombarding them with neutrons. They realized that a measurable amount of energy was released, and so they coined the name fission after binary fission in biology, which basically means that there is a split. So the nucleus is splitting into other forms of smaller fragments. This earlier discovery led to a massive research which gave birth to the Manhattan Project that took place between 1939 and 1946 and was led by Robert Oppenheimer. It was this research that led to the development of a project that produced the first atomic bomb during the World War II. So they realized that large amount of energy could be given out when the atoms are splitted, and so it could be converted to a bomb. The bombs that were first tested were those at Alamos, that is Los Alamos, on July 16th, 1945, and they were destructive and were referred to as the Trinity test. We will look at some of these things as we go on. Just as chemistry is at the center of all sciences, nuclear chemistry has also been very important in the lives of humans and is applied widely in other fields aside chemistry. Nuclear chemistry is applied in medicine, it's also applied in chemical kinetics, applied in chemical physics and spectroscopy, and also in catalytic processes. As we go on, we will look at some of these fields and how nuclear chemistry is applied in this field. These are your self-assessment questions. You should try your hands on them, and they will help you to prepare adequately for your quizzes and your